So Marin CEO reached out to me and said, I want to do something fun for April Fools. I want to do an e-water bottle because everything's going electric, and I think it would be funny to riff on the fact that everything is going electric with something that's totally absurd to make electric. And I was like, yeah, cool. I'd love to do something together for April Fools, but I wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced that it was a funny enough idea until I saw this post from Pink Bike.
I'm here with the automatic hydration backpack. It's as easy as using these buttons.
Oh my God, I cannot believe this is a real product that exists that you can buy. Capitalism really came through on this one. So yeah, I kind of started my whole channel just riffing on ridiculous products in the outdoor industry. So I'm not one to turn down a challenge, and I love a good April Fool's. So I did a little brainstorming, and I decided I wanted to take it a little bit further than an electric water bottle and make something that mounts on your handlebar so you can have hands-free hydration. And then I thought, well, what if this thing uses AI and it detects your face and it detects when your mouth is open and where your mouth hole is, and it sprays water into your mouth every time you open it. And then I was like, okay, maybe we could also incorporate a sentry mode. So when your bike is parked, it can lock on to people who approach your bike and spray them with water. So those are the two things I wanted to do. I knew I would need some sort of 2-axis mechanism on my handlebars to aim the water turret, and I knew I would need a very tiny pump. So my first step was to scrounge around the house and see what I had for a little tiny water pump. Unfortunately, the first thing I came across was my wife's battery-powered plant sprayer. Sorry, sweetie, I will have this back to you in working order as soon as possible. I promise. Awesome, so this is exactly what I'm looking for. We have a tiny little pump here, a motor, a power source, which is 4 AA batteries in series, so that's 1.5 times 4, which is 6 volts, and a little switch to operate it all, which should be super simple to incorporate into my 3D design for the handlebar water turret. All this is nice and compact. I can easily take it out of here and hopefully put it back later so my wife can still use it. All right, so my next step for this is going to be to take all this out of this case here and design and print a new enclosure that's going to be our handlebar mounted hydration product. I dug this old 2-axis gimbal out of the parts bin. I had made this for another project with outbound lighting. So this is a light that it was designed when you had your helmet on, it would look whatever way you looked, up or down, left or right, or you could control it independently with a remote. This gimbal uses 3 servos, 2 of them control the tilt and 1 controls the pan. Everything for our pump and nozzle should be contained and sitting on top of the servo that controls the pan. So then I hopped over into my CAD software and I drew up this enclosure. It's got room inside for the pump and the electronics with a hole in the top for the nozzle. And then I have this base plate that's going to attach to our servo. There's a little mount on there where I thought I was going to put a servo inside to actuate the switch. Ended up doing that externally, but I have the hole in the back for the water tube and other wires to come in and out. And a little Marin logo on there that will come out very nicely on my 3D printer. So after everything was done printing, I ended up being super happy with the quality of the Marin Bikes logo. And then inside, this is just really simple. There are some zip ties holding my motor and my pump down. These are some connectors for my external power supply. I had set that out of the frame. There's some leads here. My wife was controlling the power supply while I was filming the video for our April Fool's collaboration. As with a lot of my projects, it's a very rough prototype, but it does work and it sprays water at my face. So without further ado, let's cut to the video.
The new Marin hydration turret uses face tracking to aim a continuous stream of water at the rider's mouth hole whenever it's open. This mouth-watering solution draws from the rider's water bottle through a tube and allows for hands-free hydration with a minimum amount of added complexity and a small external power supply. When parked, the turret enters Sentry tracking mode and can be used to deter potential thieves from approaching your bike. Would you run this setup?